What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to Maps Exposed, the series where I cover all of the jumps, spots, and lines of sight that I know of on every map in Advanced Warfare. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the last of the Supremacy DLC maps, and that is Skyrise. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so Skyrise is in a lot of ways exactly like High Rise as far as the lines of sight and everything goes. So we're going to be covering a lot of spots that you already know if you've played Modern Warfare 2 and you played High Rise. And that first one is this spawn snipe right here. So it works on both sides. You're always going to have people going for this spawn snipe right here because you'll see enemies right through there. You'll be able to pick them off. It's very likely there'll also be a sniper on the other side trying to pick you off. So just be aware of that. And I'll just quickly jump to the other side of the map and we'll show you that side. So here's the spawn snipe on the other side. You just come up right here, and there you go. You'll be able to see exactly where they are right there. And if you do want to avoid being spawn sniped, I know a lot of people complain about it when they're not trying to go for the spawn snipe. They're just trying to get on the map. Just be aware that these lines of sight are there, and try to avoid those lines of sight. It's very simple to avoid being spawn sniped, but a lot of people just don't give it any effort to try and avoid that. Alright guys, so the next thing that you'll probably know and remember from Modern Warfare 2 is this crane right here. Just about fell off the map there. You can go all the way down to the end of this crane. Sometimes snipers will like to sit over here because they can kind of watch as people come out of this building here and they can pick you off through there. Honestly, I don't really recommend coming on the crane just because you're right out in the open. As soon as they find out you're there, they will kill you. But you can also jump up on top of this cable here and you can come all the way up to the top like this if you wanted to. And you can try and pick people off across the map. A lot of people know about this spot. Pretty much everybody knows about this spot now, so it's not like you're being sneaky or anything, but you can also come up on here and you come into the second story here, but you can always just jump into the second story now that we're playing Advanced Warfare because we have exosuits, so you can always just jump up here. But a nice little spot here that a lot of people don't really think about is right down here. You can actually drop into these windows if you can hit it properly. But you can easily drop into those windows, and that's a really common spawn back there, so a lot of times they don't expect you to flank through that way, so it's just a great way to take them by surprise. Now I just wanted to point out that you can actually go the other way as well with this. You can jump out the window and then onto the crane like that, so that's also a way that you can kind of just jump up and get out of this spawn area if you happen to be spawn trapped back here. Now on the other end of the map, there's this rooftop up here, and normally back in Modern Warfare 2 you had to make like a super awesome strafe jump to this thing, which works as a ladder like this. And then you had to run all the way along. Wow, I'm terrible with my jumps right now. You had to run all the way along that one ledge across the whole building. I'll just show you where you had to go up to. And by using that, you could jump up on this thing here, and then you could eventually get up top there. Now, it's as simple as jumping up here and jumping up here. You can do it from any side. It's very, very simple. And you're going to see snipers here just about every game, so always be aware of the people that are going to be up here. They're usually pretty easy to take out once you know they're there. If you blow this up, it'll kill anybody that's on this rooftop pretty much. But once that's blown up too, you can always snipe them. I'm going to show you a couple of really nice lines of sight to snipe these guys out of this spot from that they won't really see you from. Now, a cool thing that you can do from on top of this roof now that you couldn't do before in Modern Warfare 2 because you didn't have an exo, is you can jump up here, you can shoot nades towards where the C flag building is there, and if there's somebody camping back there, you might even be able to get a shot off and kill them just by jumping up and spraying them down while you're in midair. They do have to be not moving very much, and you have to have pretty good accuracy, but it is definitely possible to get those kills. Now, similar to the other side of the map over there where I showed you could jump to the inside of the building from the outside, you can do the same thing here and jump into these windows. You just have to jump up on top of this thing. I think the easiest way is just to come up on this ledge here. I've been falling and missing that jump quite a bit lately, but you can come right here. You just jump over and boost in, and there you go. You're into this window. Unfortunately, you can't make it all the way over to the other windows, which are all the way back here. Maybe in the grapple playlist you'll be able to do that, but that would be a very difficult jump to hit, even with grapple. Now, the cool thing about this is you can also go the other way. This is a lot more difficult. I likely will miss it here, but we'll try it out. There we go. We made it. Okay, so you can jump out that way as well. So if they're spawn trapping you and they're just watching this area here, they don't usually expect you to be jumping around the corner like that, and you might be able to take them by surprise. Now, getting towards the helipad, there's a great line of sight here. This was also in Modern Warfare 2's High Rise, but if you come right up on these stairs right here, look at that. You get a great line of sight in towards the C flag. They typically won't see you through here just because it's kind of a small crack, and they're looking for people that are standing on top of the helipad. If they're really paying attention or if they have like a thermal sight, yes, they will see you, but otherwise, they're not going to have a very good chance of seeing you. You can see all the way back in towards the sea flag. You can also cut off this area here, and you can look towards that way. And this is a symmetrical spot as well, so it does work from this side. Just have to come onto the stairs here, and there you go. You get a line of sight over towards where the A flag is. You also get a line of sight over towards that window there, and a little bit towards here, but most of the time you won't even see them. You might see the tip of their head, but it's not likely. Now, a brand new line of sight here that's great, that I find is excellent for locking down this helipad area, because a lot of people, this is basically a power position for a lot of people. They love to control this helipad, especially in domination, because if someone starts capturing B, look at that. You got a great line of sight all over it. So a great way to lock down certain areas of the map is to actually jump up on top of this helicopter here. Now, this spot, I don't remember you being able to do in Modern Warfare 2. I don't think you were able to jump on the helicopter like this. So this is a great way to basically lock down entire areas like this. You have great cover there. It works both ways, so it'll work towards the A flag or the C flag, so it is balanced and fair. Anybody can do it from either side. It's basically whoever is able to take control of the helipad gets control of this power position. Now, for those of you that didn't play the Modern Warfare 2 high-rise, you probably don't know of this spot here. So you can drop down to this ledge. You can use this as kind of a flank route. A lot of people like to use it in like search and destroy or search and rescue. Honestly, with the way the exos work, I don't find this is a really practical spot because you can move around the map so quickly anyways that that's really not going to give you much of a leg up because it takes a little bit of extra time to get around there. But it is nice to know that that exists, especially for like Infected or something. If you ever play Infected on this, and you might have people trying to hide down there or something like that. Now, right in here, there is a glitch. People can glitch into this wall here. I'm not a channel that shows glitches or shares how to do these glitches, but I can share how to counter these glitches. It's actually very simple. Always be aware of people that can be glitched into this wall right here. There's kind of a big rectangular space there, so they can go in there, and they'll be kind of in this area right here, just through the wall, and they can shoot out, they can shoot at you, and they can be a little bit frustrating, but they're very easy to kill. Just keep in mind you can spray through this very easily with the heavier weapons. Now, this SMG that's in my hand is not powerful enough to spray through here, but if you pull out an assault rifle or a sniper rifle or an LMG, you can just spray these guys down, no problem. So if you know there's guys that are using these glitches, just spray a little bit. Once you get some hit markers, just lock onto that spot where you're getting hit markers, and it'll be an easy kill for you. So just be aware of that. Now, if you're coming from the A flag area and you have snipers, let's just say you have a couple really good snipers that are way up on top of that roof there that I showed you how to get up to earlier, they're going to lock down a lot of these windows very effectively. You'll have a hard time getting out this way. You'll have a hard time coming through this way. And you might even have a hard time coming through that other way. So a great way to take, or basically pick them off with a sniper rifle is to jump up on this area here. If you lay down, you're pretty much completely hidden from them. You can kind of use this pillar as a piece of cover to put between you and them as well. And when you crouch, you get a nice line of sight. You'll be able to see most of their body because they have no cover up there. And now you've kind of taken at least some of their height advantage away by getting a little bit of a height advantage yourself. And you can easily pick them off of that roof there. They usually won't see you here because they're focused on the windows. They're focused on people coming out the windows. They're focused on people that are outside of this building. And they're not usually looking back this far. So this is the best counter to that top roof there. Now, right out here, I want to show you something that's fairly obvious, but it's also one of the most practical spots, and it's a spot that I use almost every time to try and flank people that are coming out of the A spawns. You'll almost always have somebody camped up on this platform somewhere, usually a sniper's sitting up here, because it's a pretty good power position up here, and they can see a good portion of the map. So you have people just camping up here, and a lot of times you have their teammates that are down here, and they're watching towards this window here. And I find the best way to take these guys by surprise is to simply jump up like this, mantle, boom, get a free kill, and then look over towards these spawns here, pick people off as they come out of spawn, and then move on from there. So I know it looks pretty obvious to a lot of people, but I just wanted to point out how practical that spot really is. Now, right here is just a spot I want you guys to be aware of if you are spawning at the C flag area and you are being spawn trapped, because it is quite easy to spawn trap on this map. If you have a guy that's laying right here, he is very difficult to see, especially with this this kind of twisted metal in here. This stuff makes any character model basically blend in unless they have like a psychedelic helmet or something like that. They're going to blend into this spot and they can very easily lock you into this position. So just be aware of that spot as you come out of this area. Always try to check that spot a little bit and just make sure that nobody's laying there, because if you don't make sure, then they'll be able to pick you off, no problem. Now, another thing that happens quite often is you get spawn trapped by people that are up on that helipad because it is a power position, and they'll easily pick you off if you try to come through this window. or that window, and then they usually have teammates covering this window as well. So a great way to just kind of break that power position, especially with a sniper rifle, is they normally expect you to be back here. You're relatively exposed to them, they know exactly where to look for you. A better spot, I find, is to come back here. You've got all this stuff in front of you that kind of breaks up your figure and makes you very difficult for them to see, and you can easily shoot through all this glass here and pick them off of that helipad right there. So you can easily take that shot, and they'll have no idea what hit them. Another thing you can do, it's a little bit of a difficult spot, like it's different every time, but you can try and shoot nades through this area right here, and a lot of times you can get it to explode like right above the helipad, like right there. That was a perfect airburst for if they're actually jumped up on the helicopter, that spot that I showed you earlier. So in this middle area right here, this is actually the first hardpoint location on this map. There's one thing I really want you guys to be aware of. This happened in Modern Warfare 2 as well, as far as I can remember. All of these big generator things can explode and kill you, so just be aware of that. You see that? It's not a huge explosive radius, but if you are like sitting in this corner like that and they blow that one up, it's obviously going to kill you. Same with this one here. I'm pretty sure this will kill me. Oh, not quite. So you do have to be a little bit closer, but just be aware that these do explode, and you can use that to your advantage as well. So you might want to like launch a nade in here, and that one should blow up both of those guys there. Oh, maybe not. Only blew up the one, but either way, just use these to your advantage, and also don't hug up close to the ones that aren't blown up yet. Now, one more thing about this little hardpoint location in here, I find most people just attack like this, or they'll attack from this side. They come right where people expect them to come from. So let's just say you have enemies that are all set up, sitting in corners here. They're going to be watching these two really popular areas, as well as oftentimes this area right here, because this is also a really popular spot for people to jump through on both sides. So I find the best way to break this hardpoint, if the situation allows for it, just every situation is going to be different, so be aware of this, is to jump up like this, and you can run up and use this to your advantage. Use this cover to pick people off, then you can jump in, and you can take the hardpoint that way. Now this works from both sides. This side's not as effective, because you kind of have to jump up like this completely. So you will be exposing yourself to a big portion of the map when you do that. So I wouldn't really recommend from that side. But from both these sides right here, it's great to jump up here and use this to your advantage. Another line of sight that I wanted to point out is if you jump up on top of this ledge right here, this is a great counter to people that are going to be across this laneway right here. Excellent for search and destroy and things like that. You are exposing yourself to a good portion of the map over there, but to the people in this laneway, you're nearly invisible by coming over and using this sign for cover. You can look over top, you can pick them off through there, no problem at all, and they'll have pretty much no idea what hit them. But like I said, just be aware of the other part of the map because they can very easily see you and pick you off from this position. So one last excellent line of sight for you guys is on top of these barrels right here, and it's a great way to counter the people that are camping in those windows right in the middle area. So all you have to do is land right on top of these barrels back here, and look at that. Great head glitch over there. You can see towards the entire A flag. You can see pretty much the entire capture area of the A flag there, so you can easily pick them off. You might want to use this as kind of a spawn snipe as well. If you rush straight to this position, jump up, you might be able to pick some people off on the A flag just as they're capturing it. Or you can just basically watch that window and lock down that area while your teammates control the other parts of the map. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Maps Exposed. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.
Care package on standby.